Hello, dear children. Today we shall look at the poem Fire and Ice written by Robert Frost. Before we go into its detailed explanation, let us read the poem together. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for distraction, ice is also great and would suffice. Now, dear children, we understand that it's a very short poem of 2 stanzas with 4 lines each. Though it is a very short and crisp poem, it contains a lot of meaning. These 2 stanzas deal with the 2 possibilities of the destruction of the world. The poet has used the 2 elements of fire and ice literally and symbolically. In this poem, the poet has used fire and ice, the 2 elements that actually represent 2 sets of contrary emotions. Now, fire stands for fiery passions of greed, avarice, desires, conflict, fury, etc. Whereas ice stands for cold feelings of hatred, indifference, and insensitivity. Let's go through the stanzas and understand them better. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now, in the first stanza, the poet says that there are 2 schools of thought, and these 2 schools of thought have contrary opinions regarding the way the world is going to end. So, one school says that there will be intense heat, deep heat in the earth, which will lead to various natural calamities like volcanoes, earthquake, tsunami, etc. And these natural calamities will, in a way, lead to the destruction of the world. The temperature of the earth will rise to such an extent the life will become difficult on earth. Now, here the poet actually says that he is aware of the fiery desires of human emotions. So, he will favor those who say fire will end the world. Because, as we have learnt earlier, fire stands for desire, greed, and lust. There is no end to such emotions. These feelings often engulf human life and they get trapped in them. As a result, people become egoist, selfish, and cruel. However, the second school of thought believes that it is ice that is going to lead to the destruction of the world. As I mentioned earlier, both fire and ice have got literal as well as symbolic meaning. Fire stands for a fierce, fiery, violent passions, desires of power, avarice, fury, anger. And ice stands for cold feelings of indifference, hatred, insensitivity. And thus, the poet says that fire has more capacity to destroy the world. So, this is what the poet tells us in the first stanza. Let's look at the second stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. In the second stanza, the poet says that people are losing out the warm emotions of love, compassion, kindness, and they are becoming cold towards others. They're developing cold feelings of hatred, indifference. So, in the second stanza, the poet rethinks again and imagines if the world has to die twice, that ice has a capability similar to fire to destroy the whole world. The poet describes ice as a rigid, rough, and hateful side of human emotions. People become harsh and they do not care about the emotions and feelings of others. Thus, they become indifferent to others' happiness and sorrow. Thus, the poet says that both ice and fire are growing at great speed, and if it continues, then the world will end soon, either by fire or by ice. The poem conveys a message that human emotions rule over them. If human beings don't control their emotions, they will ruin their life and bring them to the verge of chaos. And hence, we have to be very careful with our emotions, for emotions can bring about the destruction of the world. I hope you have understood the poem in detail. Thank you all for watching this video. See you soon in my next video where we shall discuss the literary elements of the poem.